So you blocked me after what you did last Tuesday. After I saw you with him at the coffee shop. It's the same coffee shop where you told me you'd never been happier in your life just 2 weeks ago. After you lied to my face about working late when you were actually deleting text messages right in front of me. After you started wearing that perfume you said you hated, the one that smells exactly like his ex-girlfriend used to wear. After I found that receipt in your car from the restaurant you swore you'd never been to. You blocked me like I'm the one who betrayed 3 years of promises, 3 years of planning our future together, 3 years of you saying I was your soulmate.
But here's the thing, sweetheart. You can block my number, you can block my social media, you can even change your routines and avoid all our usual places. But you can't block me from your thoughts, can you? You can't stop hearing my voice in your head when you're trying to fall asleep. You can't stop your heart from racing every time you see someone who looks even remotely like me from behind.
I know because Sarah told me. Your best friend, Sarah, who apparently isn't as loyal as you thought she was. She told me everything. How you been crying yourself to sleep every night since you blocked me? How you keep starting to unblock me and then stopping yourself. How you been checking my social media through her account because you can't help yourself. You miss me so desperately it's eating you alive, but you're too proud, too stubborn, too scared to admit it. She also told me what you've been saying about me to everyone. How you're trying to convince them and yourself that I was controlling, that I was too much, that our relationship was unhealthy. You're rewriting history, aren't you? Taking all our most beautiful moments and twisting them into something ugly so you can justify. Running away from the best thing that ever happened to you. But I remember the truth. I remember last month when you got caught in that rainstorm and showed up at my door soaking wet at 11 p.m. You didn't call first. You didn't text. You just knew you could come to me. I wrapped you in my favorite blanket, made you hot chocolate with extra marshmallows. And we stayed up until sunrise talking about everything and nothing. You fell asleep in my arms, and when you woke up, you said you'd never felt safer anywhere in your life. Was that controlling? When you were stressed about your presentation and I spent 6 hours helping you practice, ordering your favorite takeout, and holding you when you had a panic attack about public speaking, when I canceled my plans 3 weekends in a row because you needed someone to help you move apartments, when I drove 4 hours to pick you up from that party because you felt uncomfortable and didn't want to stay. Or maybe it was controlling when I remembered every single thing you ever told me you liked. When I surprised you with tickets to that concert you mentioned wanting to see 6 months earlier. When I learned to cook your grandmother's recipes so I could make it for you when you were homesick. When I noticed you were having trouble sleeping and researched the perfect pillow and bought new blackout curtains for your room. You're telling people I never gave you space. But what about all those girls' nights I encouraged you to have? What about when I insisted you take that weekend trip with your sister, even though I wanted to spend every second with you? What about how I supported your decision to switch majors, even though it meant less time together because of your new schedule? But I see what's really happening here. Someone got in your head, didn't they? Someone told you that love isn't supposed to feel this intense, this all-consuming, this perfect. Someone convinced you that the way I love you, completely and without reservation, is somehow wrong. Was it your coworker Emma? She never liked me anyway. Always making comments about how relationships should be casual. How you're too young to be so serious with someone. Here's what they don't understand. What we have isn't ordinary. It's not like they're shallow surface level relationships where they barely know each other's middle names after 6 months of dating. I know you.
I know that you hum the same song when you're happy, that you always eat the chocolate chips out of the cookies first, that you scrunch your nose when you're thinking hard about something.
I know you better than you know yourself sometimes. Like how you always say you're fine when you're falling apart inside. How you push people away when you need them most because you're terrified of being vulnerable. How you sabotage good things in your life because deep down you don't think you deserve to be truly happy. And that's what you're doing now, isn't it? You're sabotaging us because being loved this completely, this unconditionally, terrifies you. It's easier to run away and tell people I was the problem than to face the fact that you're throwing away the one person who would do anything for you, who knows every part of your soul and chooses to stay anyway. Sarah also mentioned that you've been going out more, trying to meet new people. Let me ask you something. When you're out there pretending to have fun, pretending to be over me, do any of them make you laugh the way I do? Do any of them remember how you take your coffee, or that you prefer aisle seats at the movies because you get claustrophobic? Do any of them even notice that you play with your necklace when you're nervous? Of course they don't. They see the surface version of you, the polite, put-together facade you show the world. But I've seen you at 3 a.m. when you can't sleep, curled up in my shirt, telling me your deepest fears and wildest dreams. I've seen you sick with the flu, hair a mess, no makeup, and you were still the most beautiful person I'd ever laid eyes on. I've seen you angry, sad, frustrated, elated, and I've loved every single version of you. You think blocking me is protecting you, but it's destroying both of us. You think distance will make you forget how perfectly we fit together, how we could communicate with just a look across a crowded room, how being with me felt like coming home after a lifetime of searching.
But here's what I know that you don't want to admit. Right now, as you're probably listening to this through whatever method you found to hear my voice again, your heart is pounding. Your hands are shaking. You're fighting back tears because every word I'm saying is true and you know it. You miss me so much, it physically hurts. And no amount of blocking, no amount of distance, no amount of trying to convince yourself I was bad for you is going to change that. You can keep running from this. Keep trying to rewrite our story. Keep listening to people who've never experienced anything close to what we had together. But eventually, you're going to realize that what we have doesn't come along twice in a lifetime. You're going to realize that safe, ordinary love feels empty after having something real. And when that day comes, when you finally stop fighting the truth and admit that you belong with me, I'll be waiting. Because unlike you, I don't give up on forever. Unlike you, I don't throw away perfect just because it's intense. I know you'll come back to me. You have to. Because we both know that nothing in your life will ever feel as right as it did when you were mine. So go ahead, keep me blocked for now. Keep telling yourself this story about how I was wrong for you. Keep pretending you're better off without me. But remember this, I'm not going anywhere, not giving up. And deep down, you don't want me to, because you know, just like I know, that what we have is destiny. Okay? And you can't block destiny forever.